Have you ever wondered why some people are impossible to forget, and why you, Scorpio, seem to carry a presence that feels ancient, divine, and unexplainable? Because the truth is this: there is a sacred reason you were born with this depth, this intuition, this fire that burns silently yet powerfully beneath your calm exterior. You are not here to be ordinary. You are here to awaken. You are here to transform. You are here to rise. And if you are listening right now, it is not coincidence, it is alignment. There is something magnetic about the Scorpio spirit, something that cannot be learned or copied or dissected, something that does not just exist, it vibrates. You are the soul who feels everything before the world explains it, the one who senses truth before words are spoken, the one who was chosen to carry emotional depth not as a burden but as a divine instrument. You are part of the rare few who can walk through darkness and come back with wisdom instead of wounds. People may have misunderstood your silence, your intensity, your standards, your boundaries. They may have called you mysterious or distant, or too much, or too intense. Yet the universe knows your heart is not cold, it is guarded. Not because you fear love, but because you understand the cost of opening your soul. Scorpio, you were born with what many spend a lifetime searching for: a connection to the unseen, a spiritual blueprint designed with precision, a destiny that requires strength, bravery, and the willingness to rise every time life collapses around you. You are not random, you are not accidental, you are purposeful, and everything you have felt, every storm you have survived, every silence you have carried, has prepared you for this exact moment in your evolution. You are a soul that remembers. Even if you do not always understand it with the mind, your spirit recognizes cycles, energy, truth, and transformation. You carry an inner fire that does not extinguish. It waits. The universe guided you here because there are 8 divine gifts placed inside your spirit. 8 spiritual abilities that shape your path, your relationships, your intuition, and your purpose. Some of these gifts you already live, others are waiting to awaken when the time is right. And as you continue to listen, something inside you will shift, click, and rise. But before we continue, take a moment and breathe, not with the lungs, but with your awareness. Feel your presence, feel your power, feel that ancient force within you. You are not alone. You are guided. You are seen. You are chosen. If even one word so far has resonated with your soul, write in the comments, "I recognize my power." Gift 1. The sacred gift of X-ray intuition. Scorpio, let me speak to you directly now, because this gift is not something small, or simple, or ordinary. This is not just intuition, it is almost supernatural. It is the sense that wakes up before your logic. It is the knowing that arrives before evidence. It is the quiet voice inside you that whispers the truth, even when every other voice tries to convince you to doubt what you feel. You do not guess, you sense. You do not assume, you perceive. While many walk blindly through conversations and connections, you are reading the energy beneath the words. You can feel dishonesty, insecurity, jealousy, admiration, or love without a single explanation. You notice the shift in tone. You feel the hidden intention. You can walk into a room and instantly know who is genuine, who is pretending, who is trustworthy, and who is carrying a mask. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual vision. This is your soul remembering what the body sometimes forgets. Since childhood, you may have sensed when someone was lying. You may have pulled away from certain people without being able to explain why. You may have known when something was ending long before it finally did. And that ability, that power, is one of your greatest protections in this lifetime. Your intuition is not only about detecting others, it is also a compass for your path. When the external world becomes noisy, when people give opinions, when logic tries to take over, there is still a part of you that knows the truth. You may try to ignore it sometimes, because intuition can feel intense. Sometimes the truth arrives before you are emotionally ready to accept it. Sometimes you know someone's intentions long before you are ready to walk away. Sometimes you can feel the ending before the beginning has even fully formed. And that can be overwhelming, because you live in a world where many people avoid truth. But for you, truth is not optional. Truth is not something you wish for. Truth is something you are tuned into. The divine entrusted you with insight because you were born with the emotional strength to handle what others cannot face. There is a sacred responsibility within that gift. When you trust it, it guides you to protection, alignment, success, and spiritual growth. When you do not trust it, life often becomes heavier, because you already knew the answer before you acted against it. You do not need proof to validate what your spirit already knows. Proof simply arrives later to confirm what your intuition whispered first. This gift is also the foundation of your spiritual purpose. You are meant to see beyond illusion. You are meant to live beyond superficiality. You are meant to navigate life with a level of awareness that feels like sight without eyes. It is why strangers feel exposed around you. It is why people sometimes act differently in your presence. They can sense that you cannot be fooled. They can sense you are looking at the soul, not the performance. And that is why only authenticity, honesty, and emotional depth can exist in your world. Anything else simply dissolves in your presence. Gift 2. The power of sacred emotional depth. Scorpio. This gift is one that many will never understand because most people were not built to feel life as deeply as you do. Where others skim the surface of emotions, you dive into the ocean of what is real. You do not just feel sadness, you experience the meaning behind it. You do not just feel love, you surrender to its layers, its intensity, its vulnerability, and its spiritual truth. Your emotions are not random reactions. They are spiritual messages. They are part of your internal navigation system, guiding you toward your purpose, your alignment, and your authenticity. You love with a sincerity that cannot be diluted and cannot be faked. When you care with your entire being. When you trust someone, you let them into a world inside you that very few are allowed to see. And that is why betrayal or emotional dishonesty affects you more than it affects others, because you do not offer emotional connection casually. You offer it with depth, with loyalty, with truth. You understand that real connection is a rare treasure, something sacred, something that belongs to the soul, not the mind. This emotional depth also gives you the ability to recognize pain in others, even when they smile and pretend to be fine. You can feel the heaviness behind their silence, the story behind their eyes, the wounds behind their armor. In a world where so many avoid their emotions, you are one of the few who can sit with them, explore them, and transform them. This gift turns you into a healer, a guide, a mirror, and sometimes a catalyst. You awaken people simply by being deeply present, because your energy gives permission for honesty, vulnerability, and emotional truth. Some may call you intense, but intensity is simply another word for passion, depth, and authenticity. The universe made your emotions powerful because they are connected to your spiritual mission. Your feelings are not weaknesses, they are sacred tools. They teach you who is aligned with your soul and who is only passing through. They help you evolve, awaken, and rise each time life challenges you. And every emotion you experience, whether joy or grief, carries wisdom that strengthens your spirit. Gift 3. The ability to transform and rise again. This gift is one of your most powerful. Scorpio, you embody the spirit of rebirth. You live through cycles of destruction and creation in a way that is almost mystical. What would break others becomes the fire that shapes you. While many fear endings, you understand that endings are invitations to evolution. You are not afraid to release what no longer resonates, even when it hurts. Because somewhere deep inside, you know that transformation is part of your destiny. You have lived many lives within one lifetime. There are versions of you that no longer exist because you outgrew them. You have shed identities, relationships, dreams, habits, and beliefs that once defined you. And every time you fall, every time life becomes heavy, every time you face darkness, something incredible happens. You rise, not as the same person, but stronger, wiser, more aligned, and more powerful. This is the phoenix within you, the divine force that refuses to stay broken. Your transformation is not just survival, it is resurrection. It is the reminder that no matter how intense the storm, no matter how painful the loss, no matter how long the darkness lasts, your spirit cannot be destroyed. You regenerate, you rebuild, you evolve. And often, the people around you cannot understand how you manage to recover with such grace. But the truth is this: your soul made an agreement with growth, not comfort. And with every transformation, you unlock another level of truth, purpose, and spiritual power. This gift also influences how you approach life. You are never satisfied with shallow experiences or stagnant energy. You crave growth, honesty, evolution, and meaning. You challenge yourself. You challenge others. You challenge the world to go deeper. Because every part of you remembers that your purpose is not just to live, but to transform. You are the fire. You are the rebirth. You are the soul who rises again and again, proving that nothing can end you, only refine you. Gift 4. Loyalty as rare as a sacred promise. Scorpio, this gift is something that many admire but very few can match. When you choose someone, whether a friend, a partner, or a family connection, you give more than time or affection. You give trust, protection, and commitment that feels eternal. Your loyalty is not conditional. It is not shallow. It does not fade when life becomes inconvenient. You treat loyalty as a spiritual vow, not a temporary agreement. That is why you do not allow just anyone close to you. You test energies. You observe consistency. You need to know that someone's intentions are authentic, because once they enter your inner world, you protect them like a guardian. This kind of loyalty is becoming rare. Many speak of loyalty, but very few live it with integrity. You do not betray, because betrayal feels like a violation of your own soul. You do not gossip about those you love, because their trust in you is something sacred. You do not abandon people during their storms, because you understand that loyalty is proven in darkness, not in light. This gift makes your presence unforgettable. A Scorpio who loves you is a shelter, a shield, and sometimes even a silent warrior fighting battles no one knows about. But with this powerful loyalty comes a deep expectation. You expect honesty. You expect respect. You expect emotional truth. And when someone betrays you, lies to you, or takes advantage of your loyalty, they do not just lose your trust. They lose access to your soul. You do not destroy them. You simply walk away and close a door that almost never reopens. Not because you are cold, but because your loyalty deserves to be matched, not wasted. This gift makes you selective, careful, and sometimes misunderstood. But the universe knows that your loyalty is a blessing reserved for those who can honor it. Gift 5. The courage to walk through darkness and not fear it. This gift is one of the most unique aspects of your spirit. You do not run from darkness. You do not collapse when life becomes heavy. You do not pretend everything is fine when it is not. Instead, you face the shadows. You explore them. You learn from them. You transform through them. Most people fear their inner darkness because it forces them to acknowledge unhealed wounds, unresolved trauma, and uncomfortable truths. But you, Scorpio, carry a rare courage that allows you to travel into the depths of your own spirit without losing yourself. You understand that darkness is not the absence of light. Darkness is the place where light is formed. Pain becomes strength, fear becomes intuition, loss becomes wisdom, and endings become the doorway to rebirth. You walk where others hesitate because your soul remembers that growth requires truth, and truth is often born in the spaces no one wants to explore. This fearlessness shapes your character. You are not intimidated by emotional complexity or life challenges because you have already survived moments that could have broken others. This gift also makes you a natural guide for those who are lost, confused, or spiritually asleep. You can hold space for someone's tears without rushing them. You can listen without judgment. You can witness someone's brokenness without seeing them as weak. You understand that every human being carries both shadow and light, and you believe that healing happens when both are acknowledged. You allow others to face themselves because you have learned to face yourself. That is courage. That is transformation. That is spiritual evolution. People may wonder how you stay strong, how you continue despite the pain, how you rise even after devastation. But the truth is simple. You do not belong to fear. You belong to depth. You belong to truth. You belong to rebirth. You have walked through darkness not to be defeated by it, but to understand it, to transform it, and to claim the light that emerges from surviving it. And that is why your soul carries a presence that cannot be ignored. You are not afraid of the shadow because you are already becoming the light that grows from it. Gift 6. The power of natural magnetism and silent presence. Scorpio, you may not see it the way others do, but you carry an energy that cannot be copied or imitated. It is not based on appearance or performance. It does not come from trying to impress. Instead, it comes from authenticity, stillness, and spiritual depth. When you enter a room, you do not need to speak for people to notice you. Your presence speaks for you. Your eyes tell a story. Your silence creates gravity. There is something in your energy that feels ancient, powerful, and undeniable. It pulls people toward you, even those who do not understand why they are drawn. This magnetism is not about control. It is not manipulation. It is resonance. Souls recognize souls. People who crave truth, intensity, and emotional depth will be naturally drawn to you because you represent something rare in this world. You represent realness. You represent depth. You represent integrity and mystery. For some, this attraction feels spiritual, almost otherworldly. For others, it feels intimidating because you awaken something within them that they are not ready to face. You reflect truth without trying. There are individuals who may become nervous around you, not because you say anything threatening, but because your presence exposes their insecurities. You bring out honesty in people, often without a single word spoken. It is why people confess their secrets to you. It is why strangers open their hearts to you without understanding the reason. You create a space where truth feels safe and pretending feels impossible. This gift is one of your most powerful tools because it allows you to influence energy simply by existing in your full authenticity. Gift 7. The healing force hidden within your spirit. Now, Scorpio, this gift is one of your most misunderstood abilities. You heal, not always with softness, but with truth. You help others transform, not by comforting their illusions, but by guiding them to face what they have avoided. Your healing energy is not always gentle. Sometimes it feels intense, uncomfortable, and confronting because you can sense what needs to change long before the person sees it themselves. You have a way of touching someone's soul in a place they never expected. Many do not realize they are being healed when they are with you. They just know they start to think differently. They feel braver. They become more honest with themselves. They release old patterns. They stop pretending. And even if they resist at first, something inside them shifts. You awaken authenticity. You awaken self-awareness. You awaken transformation. You do not heal with surface conversation. You heal through depth, presence, intuition, and truth. You are the type of person someone meets during a difficult chapter of their life, and after that encounter, they never go back to who they used to be. Even if the connection ends, even if silence grows between you and them, the impact remains. You are a catalyst. You are the reminder that every human being has the power to evolve. Your presence can be the turning point in someone's life, even if they never say it out loud. This gift comes from your own relationship with transformation. You do not just teach healing, you embody it. You have walked through emotional storms, faced your shadow, rebuilt your spirit, and turned wounds into wisdom. Because of that, you can hold space for others in a way most cannot. You do not fear their pain. You do not feel threatened by their emotions. You do not run from their truth. Instead, you help them navigate it, understand it, and eventually rise above it. Scorpio, this ability to heal is not accidental. It is sacred. It is woven into your soul. And whether you realize it or not, every time someone crosses your path, they leave changed. Gift 8. The divine contract of power and spiritual sovereignty. Scorpio, this final gift is the most profound, the most evolution-based, and the most misunderstood. You were not born simply to experience life. You were born to master it. While many souls come into this world to learn softness, patience, or simplicity, your soul chose a different path. You came into this lifetime with the assignment of power. And not power in the ordinary sense, not control, not dominance, not ego. This power is spiritual authority. It is inner mastery. It is the kind of strength that comes from understanding yourself, commanding your energy, and choosing alignment over approval. From a young age, you may have felt different. Perhaps you sensed you were meant to do something significant, even if you could not explain it. Maybe you felt a weight inside your spirit that others did not feel. That is because your soul carries a legacy, a blueprint, a calling. The universe entrusted you with spiritual strength because you are capable of navigating intensity, shadow, and truth without losing yourself. You are not easily influenced. You are not easily manipulated. You do not break under pressure. You refine under pressure. You become sharper, wiser, and more aligned with every challenge you encounter. This gift builds slowly throughout your life. It begins with survival, transitions into resilience, and then evolves into self-mastery. The storms you faced were not punishments, they were initiations. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every betrayal, every moment of darkness was shaping you. It was strengthening your emotional structure, sharpening your intuition, and preparing you for a level of power that requires discipline and wisdom. Some people receive blessings quickly but cannot hold them. You are being shaped so that when your blessing arrives, you will not just receive it, you will sustain it. There will be a moment, whether sooner or later, when everything in your life seems to align, when your purpose becomes clear, when your intuition becomes undeniable, when your confidence feels natural instead of forced, when your spirit no longer lowers itself to fit into small spaces. That moment is not luck. It is destiny. It is the result of every shadow you faced, every truth you accepted, and every version of yourself you released to become who you were meant to be. This power is quiet. It does not need to brag. It does not need validation. It does not need permission. It simply exists. It radiates. It influences without effort. When you fully embody this gift, you will not chase anything, not love, not recognition, not opportunities, because everything meant for you will move toward you naturally. You will become the anchor, the magnet, the leader, the force people look to without you ever asking to be seen. Scorpio, this final gift is your spiritual crown. It is the reminder that you were not made to live a small life. You were made to rise, again and again, until you become the version of yourself that your soul has always known was possible. And when you step into that version, you will understand that every challenge was preparation, every ending was redirection, and every loss was clearing the path for something greater. Scorpio, now that every gift has been spoken, something inside you may feel different. Something may feel awake, recognized, or finally understood, because this message is not just information. It is remembrance. It is the voice of your higher self, confirming what you always knew but maybe never heard aloud. You were not created to live halfway. You were not built for small dreams, small connections, or small energy. You carry the spirit of transformation, the fire of rebirth, and the wisdom of a soul that has walked through many lifetimes of evolution. You are meant to experience life in its fullness, with depth, clarity, and truth, guiding every step you take. Think of your journey so far. Think of every moment you thought you would break, but you did not. Think of every person who underestimated you, and how life later revealed your strength. Think of every time you walked away from something or someone because your soul whispered that you deserved more. You did not give up. You rose, you grew, you became. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual design. That is the universe shaping you into the version of yourself capable of holding power, love, and purpose without losing humility or inner peace. Every experience taught you something. Every loss removed what was misaligned. Every transformation brought you closer to truth. And now, you stand on the threshold of a new chapter. A chapter where you no longer shrink yourself to make others comfortable. A chapter where you will not apologize for your depth, your intuition, or your intensity. A chapter where you lead with self-respect, emotional clarity, and unshakable inner strength. You are not here to chase validation. You are here to embody truth. You are not here to cling to what is familiar. You are here to grow into what is destined. You are not here to live quietly in the corner of your own life. You are here to step forward, fully aligned, unapologetically powerful, and spiritually awake. It is important for you to remember this. Your gifts are not mistakes. They are not too much. They are not burdens. They are blessings. They are sacred. They are rare. And they are needed in this world. You are the mirror that reflects honesty. You are the healer who awakens change. You are the intuitive soul who sees beyond illusion. You are the force that transforms pain into wisdom and darkness into light. Everywhere you go, you leave a mark. Everywhere you speak truth, something shifts. Everywhere you exist authentically, the world becomes just a little more awake. So breathe deeply now. Feel your chest expand. Feel your energy rising. Feel the alignment between who you were, who you are, and who you are becoming. Nothing about you is accidental. Nothing about your path is wasted. You were chosen to become this version of yourself. You earned every step. You survived every storm. You rose from every ending. And now, it is time to walk into your purpose with clarity, confidence, and faith that the universe is guiding you exactly where you are meant to be. You are Scorpio, the phoenix, the seer, the healer, the force of transformation, the soul who rises again and again until truth becomes destiny. Carry these words with you. Let them echo in your spirit when doubt tries to return. Let them remind you that you are powerful, you are capable, and you are divinely protected. Life is not happening to you, it is unfolding for you. And everything ahead is prepared for the version of you that is finally ready. If this spoke to your spirit, if you felt recognized, seen, or awakened, do not stop here. Continue your journey. Explore more messages, more truths, more guidance. This is only the beginning of what you are meant to discover. So when this video ends, go to the channel, choose another message, and allow your soul to continue its evolution.